Hi. I wasn't going to vlog today. It's Saturday. It's Saturday about 4:15. Oh, has it started raining? You know what? Screw it. I'm still going for a walk. The weather really doesn't know what it's doing. It's sunny and blue skies in some places, and it's regular cloudy in other places, and it's stormy cloudy in even other places. It looks like it might have been sprinkling outside my window, but then other places look completely dry. So I don't know. The forecast keeps changing. First it'll say rain starting in 10 minutes, and then it switches to starting in 1 hour, and it just keeps going back and forth. It doesn't know what it's doing, but it's only 93 degrees outside. It did warm up a couple degrees. It was down to 91 at one point. Now it's back up to 93, but it's still much cooler than it has been. And I've been doing absolutely nothing all day, just laying in bed reading, so trying to go out for a walk sounds really nice. I'm going to bring my hat, and I'm going to bring an umbrella just in case. I'm also just going to do probably like 20 minutes just around my immediate neighborhood. If I need to cut my walk short, I can. I would love to do a longer walk, but I'm not sure it's entirely safe for that with this rain. Like, it's not raining now, but it could at any moment, and we are technically in monsoon season, although it looks like all of the heavier rain is further east of me and not coming my direction. But I'll just have to see once I get like further out in my neighborhood. It's been so hot, so after having it be, you know, 113 last week or whenever it was, 93 is like practically frigid. So I'm gonna take advantage and try to go for a walk. It'll be my first walk since I think sometime in April. I mean, I know, you know, I walked on campus by the end of April, but I think it was sometime in April that I stopped walking around my neighborhood. Maybe it was the beginning of May. I'd have to go back through the vlogs and check, but it's been a while. It's certainly been all of June and most of May since I've been out for a walk. So I thought I would just start this vlog early and take you guys on the walk with me. It should be hopefully nice. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be a little humid because the humidity is up for the rain, but last time I checked, the humidity wasn't that bad. 35%, which is nothing for some of you guys, I know. 35 is really high humidity for us. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go for a walk. I can't remember the last time I went for a walk in June, but last summer we had some really kind of unusually cool days throughout the summer where it did go back into the 90s. I don't know that it ever went down this low. Like, the fact that it is only 93 degrees on June 18th is just wild to me. But yeah, I'm gonna take advantage, and then I'll come back and continue reading. I should have plenty of time to still relax. I doubt I will be gone for more than 40 minutes, and the bigger chance of rain starts around 5 o'clock is what it's looking like. That will probably change by the time 5 o'clock rolls around, but I figure I may as well dash out the door, go for a walk. I'm gonna take some recycling and trash out as well, and then we'll just see. So I'll take you with me, and let's go for a very random, sudden summer walk. This never happens. that was amazing. I can't believe it's almost late June, and I've gone for a walk outside and didn't die of heat stroke. It's a miracle. Very thirsty now though, so I am sucking down water. It didn't feel bad while I was out there. I mean, it felt warm. It was definitely warm, but the humidity wasn't that bad because it was very windy, and so that just blew all the humidity away, so it felt like 93. As soon as I walked in, like outside it was warm and humid but windy, and then inside it was very cool and dry because I've got the AC going, and so I just instantly felt like every bit of sweat on me. I'm just like, I have to jump in the shower. So I've taken a nice cold shower. I've warmed back up again already. It's still a bit cloudy and windy outside, but I don't think it's gonna rain. I keep checking the forecast. I don't think it's gonna rain. It keeps saying, you know, rainy conditions, and then the time frame keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, so I don't think we're gonna get any rain. It was a lovely afternoon. I am now going to sit back in my chair and do some more reading. I am reading Reality Blurred Reality. I can't remember the order, by Avon Ellis. It is listed as book 2 in her Rinkside in the Rockies series, which is a hockey romance series, but I would still say it's technically book 3. There is a novella that's not numbered, but I would still start there if you were gonna read it, because that introduces you to characters that then kind of become important in book 2, and all of her series you could jump in at any of the books and be fine. But if you're a completist like me, you'd want to start with Hold the Lift, then Sugar and Ice was book 2, or technically book 1, and now I'm reading Reality Blurred Reality. My brain's not working. Which I've been wanting to read this one because the character in this one has been mentioned in her Washington DC Soaring Eagles series. So when I was looking through all of her book descriptions, I saw the name of the main female character in this one and recognized it and thought, oh, okay, I should read that. What I love about Avon's books is they're addictive. They're so addictive. And they're each standalones, but they're all interconnected. And so as you're reading, like, I already know who the main guy of, I'm assuming the next book, if not the next book, then the book after that. There's 4 in the series, 5 if you include the novella. So like I already know one of the guys of one of the upcoming books. What happens then is you get to the end and you've already had a little taste of like part of that next character, and so you just want to keep reading. Like, she has nailed read through. She is such a good example of like how to structure your books, both in terms of internal plot structure and like getting you, I can't put them down from one chapter to the next. I keep turning the page. But then also series structure, in that you get to the end of one book and I know me, I'm gonna immediately download the next book, and then there's a book after that one. I'm just gonna finish this series before I veer away from Avon Ellis again. And then I'll come back, because there's, I think, 2 other series. I think there's at least, I think, 2 other sports romance series that she's done. And then I think I'll be completely caught up on her backlist. So, and there aren't very many authors that I get completely caught up on their backlist when their backlist is this extensive. So yeah, I've mentioned her before. If you haven't read her yet, here's me telling you yet again. If you like romance, if you don't like romance, then she's not for you. But if you like romance, Avon Ellis is someone to add to your list. Just saying. So I'm gonna now get back to that now that I feel like I'm finally cooling down. Drink more water. I'm gonna try to finish this book before I stop for dinner. Maybe I'll make some prickly pear lemonade along with the water. That sounds really good. I'm gonna go do that and then sit down and read. It is now Sunday, and it's a beautiful day. At least that's how it looks outside. It is going to be cooler today. It's 11:30 and it's only 91, so it looks like we're gonna get up to around 97, 98 degrees today. But it's completely sunny. Like, there's just a couple tiny little wisps of clouds. I can't even be mad about today because yesterday was so nice, and it should not have been that nice. That's very unusual for how nice it was. I am having a very slow morning, but a very good morning. I need to edit a vlog today, and I have to pay my bills today. Everything else can be done later, but those two things have to be done today. It's also Father's Day. His card is here. I will not see him until tomorrow, which, FYI, is how he likes it. My dad, we've never done anything for Father's Day. Somehow, I guess they plan it this way, but the US Open golf tournament is always on Father's Day. And all my dad ever wants for Father's Day is to be left alone to watch the US Open. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not going over to the house today for Father's Day the way I would go if it was Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day I went on Saturday, but I still went over for the weekend. But I think the US Open has been going since Thursday. I think it was the 16th through the 19th. So if I'd gone over any of those days, he would have completely ignored me. So I'll go over tomorrow on the 20th after it is over, and I'll give him his card then. But yeah, I tried to sleep in. I slept until 10. I did not sleep for as many hours as that would have indicated. I wish. I got less than, I think I got 7. Just under 8 hours. So it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't great. Considering I had my lights out. Okay, I did stay up a little late reading. Might have been a thing. I think I just can't stay up late. Even if I know I'm going to sleep in, I just don't think I get as good of sleep anymore if I stay up late. I need to not do that. But yeah, I stayed up late. I'm reading the next book in the Rinkside and the Rockies series, and I'm enjoying it so far. I was doing some reading from the poetry book I'm reading and from the hygge book I'm reading, and so I didn't get around to the novel until like 11:40, and before I knew it, it was midnight, and I didn't want to stop reading. So I kept reading a little bit past midnight. So yes, I'm gonna go back to reading that today. I don't think I'm gonna finish that book today, but I am gonna make a good dent in it. I wanna try to get at least halfway before tomorrow. But today I also need to edit the vlog for tomorrow, and I think I wanna have a movie afternoon instead of, like, I spent all day reading yesterday. So I think I've done enough reading for the weekend. I think I wanted to spend an afternoon kind of just watching a movie. So I think that's what I'm going to do after I get the vlog edited. So I'm going to read for the rest of the morning and early afternoon. And then I'll probably start editing around 1. I'm going to read while I eat my breakfast. But yeah, I'm going to go get back to a cozy Sunday here at home and then get my stuff done so I can watch a movie, because I think that would be fun. Okay, my Saturday, or my Sunday, it's not Saturday, Andrea, it's Sunday now. My Sunday continues. I now have a date with James Bond. This is what I've decided. Today's the day. I am finally going to watch No Time to Die. I did not get to see it in the theater like I would have done, like I have done every Bond movie since GoldenEye, which I think came out in 96. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it was like 1996. I know I saw it at, it was a movie theater in Leavenworth, Kansas. 96, I wouldn't have driven myself. So maybe I went with my parents? Or maybe I convinced them to drop me off. I can't remember. But I do know that's the first James Bond film that I ever saw in the theater. And I think it was the first James Bond movie I'd seen, full stop. And that's what started it. So Pierce Brosnan was my first James Bond, but Daniel Craig is my favorite, starting with Casino Royale. And that just completely reignited a love with the whole franchise. I just felt like it really, there's something about how they kind of rebooted James Bond. I loved all of the Pierce Brosnan Bonds, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Pierce Brosnan era was special in its own way. He was a fantastic Bond. I loved so much about those films. And that was also, it was during Pierce Brosnan's era. That was the start of Judi Dench as M. And when I've gone back and watched the older Bond films, when M was played by a man, it wasn't the same. The franchise needed a strong female superior supervisor kind of position to counterbalance James Bond. I just thought Judi Dench was amazing. You know, even as a teenager, it just got me into those films. With Daniel Craig coming on board, I don't know, there was something about the Daniel Craig era. It felt more modern, it felt more contemporary. I'm such a film nerd, and I've watched Casino Royale a million times. I think I saw it in the theater 4 or 5 times. And then when it finally came out on DVD, I watched it on DVD like every day for a week. I just could not get enough of it. And there's so much in that film that you can watch it multiple times. I watched it with all of the audio commentaries. I've watched endless behind the scenes features of that film and all of the other Bond films. Longtime viewers of the vlogs and this channel know that not only am I a personal fan of the franchise, I'm also an academic fan of the franchise. I have written my master's thesis on the costumes of the franchise using Dr. No and Casino Royale as a case study and comparing Honey Rider and Vesper Lynd and how their costumes create those two characters and create both their character identities and their relationship to Bond in a way. And then that paper ended up becoming a chapter in a book on Bond and Bond girls in particular. And so I'm just obsessed, like, in the best way possible. I have anxiously waited for every film release, and so this one got so delayed. It was supposed to come out before COVID, and then it got delayed, and then it got delayed more because of COVID, and they finally let it come out back in November. And in some parts of the world, it probably did feel safe enough to go to a movie theater. In Arizona, particularly in Phoenix, it did not, especially for me. I did not get to see this one in theater, and I'm absolutely gutted about that. But like, it's time for me to finally watch this movie. But I have pushed my chair, my comfy armchair, right up to in front of the TV. If I were any closer, my feet would be resting on my sound bar. I've got all my favorite movie snacks. So I've got some popcorn, I've got some peanut M&Ms, and I've got a San Pellegrino orange soda. And bonus, that didn't cost me 20 bucks to have all of that. And I've got all the lights out except for my fairy lights, and I've got all the blinds closed. So there's still just enough light over here that it's lighting up me okay. But it's actually fairly dark in here. It's not as dark as I would like. It's not pitch black, but it is dark enough. But yeah, I've got a nice little space set up. So I'm gonna finally watch this. I will let you know my thoughts. No spoilers, but this is why I'm watching, because I'm worried that the longer I go without watching it, the more likely I am to get more spoilers, because the longer it goes from when a film is out, the more people assume that you would have watched it. And someone already did let a spoiler slip. So I don't want any more spoiled. So there will be no spoilers, but I will let you know when I'm done. As a huge Bond aficionado who has been following the Daniel Craig era very closely, I will let you know what I think overall. So I'm gonna stop talking and go get it turned on. I've got it added into I've added the digital copy into my Apple TV account, so I'm gonna watch it that way, and I'm really excited. Okay, let's go to the movies. Okay, the film is done. I have thoughts. I can't share any of them because they'd all be spoilers. But basically, wow. We all know that this is Daniel Craig's last Bond film. That's been known for a while. That he wasn't even supposed to make this one. So that's not a secret. So I can say this is the end of an era. And that, I feel like, is all I can say about this film. I loved it. There were so many little things and so many big things, and yeah, I think they did a good job with this one. If this was going to be his last film, then oh, there were so many moments. Oh my god. I mean, there were things that like I expected, and then things I kind of knew to expect because of spoilers, but then there were other things that I was not expecting, and I feel like I need to go back and watch all of Daniel Craig's Bond films in order and then rewatch this one. The car chases were amazing. The cinematography was, and the locations that they shot in were just incredible. I'm not over it. I'm not over it. That was really good. It's now 7:30. I've got a frozen pizza heating up in the oven. I'm gonna be eating a bit late tonight, but it was worth it. I really enjoyed my little movie setup. That was very nice. I'm definitely gonna have to do that again for like proper movies. It's one thing to watch a Netflix film just as a normal TV movie, but when it's something that I should have seen in the theater, I think this is the setup I'm going to do from now on, because it did make it really nice to have my designated popcorn snack and chocolate snack and a soda, and very comfy. It was wonderful, but I'm also like sad. I'm not ready for him to be done, but I'm also, I feel the same way about James Bond as I do about Doctor Who. I'm never ready for the current holder of the title to be done and leave, but I'm always excited to see who is coming next. So like, I'm like with Doctor Who, I love Jodie Whittaker and I'm not ready for her to be done, but I don't even know the new guy, but I'm excited because it's just like, what is this new person gonna do with this character? You know, I had never heard of Peter Capaldi when he took over from Matt Smith, and I'd never heard of Matt Smith when he took over from David Tennant, but I was so excited with each of those. So like, and I really had not heard of Daniel Craig at the time that he was cast for Casino Royale. I really hadn't seen him in much prior to Casino Royale, but then just instantly fell in love with him as an actor. And you know, it's always hard when you're watching someone take over when you've only watched one other person. I think Daniel Craig might have been easier for some people if they grew up with more of the Bonds. Like, I'd only seen Pierce Brosnan, and so Daniel Craig was like it was like, could someone else do this role that I've only ever seen one other actor in? Because I hadn't seen any of the other Bonds prior to Pierce Brosnan after I started watching. I didn't start getting into all of the other Bonds until working on my thesis. So yeah, like I'm sad, but I'm also really just anxious and curious to see where they go next, and I'm excited for whatever the next Bond film is, and whatever, you know, whoever the next James Bond is. I'm just really excited to see where they go next, because this really is the end of an era. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch YouTube and enjoy the rest of my Sunday evening. If you've enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I think for our question of the day, I'd like to know, do you watch James Bond? Do you watch the James Bond franchise? If so, do you have a favorite Bond? Let me know. Daniel Craig. Grew up with Pierce Brosnan, but Daniel Craig is definitely my favorite. And if you don't watch James Bond, or you don't care about James Bond, you can leave me some nature emojis in the comments in honor of the beautiful walk that I got to go on yesterday that I am still thinking about today. I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!